Hey guys, Kevin from Lighthouse Systems here. Hey, I just want to change things up a little bit and give you guys a real live demo of some of the stuff that's going on out there right now. This is an actual attack that happened to a small company here just recently, so I figured it would be good to give you guys a bit of a view into what actually happens. Long gone are the days of a hacker sending you a phishing email and then you have to click on it and then you have to lure you into putting your credentials in before they can get anything. Now they just take it. So I'll show you how that happens, and I'll show you how easy it can happen, and more importantly I can show how they bypass all the security measures that you probably have in place. So let's jump into the demo and I'll show you what goes on. So I used a Kali Linux box. It's got all of the common hacker tools. They can use anything. This could be anywhere out on the internet. So we're just setting up a terminal session to be able to do some diagnostics when we get the information back. And we're going to use a tool called Responder to listen for requests coming in from the clients that get compromised. So we're just going to log into that and get it up and running here. So any of the hackers can use sort of any number of tools, and all of these are available out on the internet. So this tool here is just going to sit and wait for an unsuspecting click, and here we are. We've got the guest, and looky, there comes an email in from Kevin Bobrovsky. Must be legitimate. So we'll go in there, and as you can see, this box itself has been updated with all the latest antivirus. It's using, I think, there's Trend Micro. We just updated Trend Micro. It's got all the hot fixes and Windows patches. So the thought of technology being able to save you, I'm just about to show you that that's not the case. So here we are. We're going to open up the email, and as soon as that opens up, it looks like just a regular old email. Obviously my lab's a little bit slow. So first off, you see that looks what's supposed to be links along the bottom, and that looks a little bit suspicious to me because they don't actually go anywhere. But again, we understand that Kevin sends us stuff, so let's see what happens. Okay, let's click on some of these links that are there. So let's try this one. Doesn't seem to do anything. Let's try that one. Okay, well now it seems like perhaps those links are broken, so maybe I'll call Kevin and find out what's going on, or maybe I'll just leave it for later. But let's have a look again, go back to the hacker box and see what's happening on this side of things. Now this is interesting. We have some traffic coming here that's coming from the compromised email, and all we have to do now is copy this hash that comes across, and we'll copy that into a text file here, and then we'll take that hash and we'll just paste it into the text file. We'll save the text file, and then we're going to use one of the common tools. You can use any number of tools here. We're going to use John Ripper to see if we can crack that hashed information that came across, and let's see what happens here. So we'll kick that off, and you got to keep in mind that the hackers have some pretty sophisticated and lots of horsepower they can throw at it. This is just on my lab, so we don't have a whole lot, so it's going to take a little bit longer. I used a pretty non-conforming password. It's pretty easy to guess, but that was just to be able to save time. The more complex passwords will just take longer, unless you use like a 24 character, which takes forever. But if you follow sort of the basic and minimum standards, the hacker can get into your and crack your password fairly quickly. So this should finish up here pretty quick, and there we go. So now we've got the hash, and we've got it decrypted, and let's have a look and see what it looks like. And lo and behold, there we go. So right there is my username of lab user and my password of 123lab. I know it's not very good, but it was, like I say, the only difference between really strong password and this password is how quickly or how long it will take for them to crack it. So it's that simple. I didn't have to enter anything in. Usually a lot of the logins now are your email address, so they'll have your email address and everything. So what do we know now? Well, the first thing is people are talking about building a human firewall. The hackers are targeting your weakest link in your defense system, and that's always your people. So train your users to be cyber aware so they can recognize these phishing attacks and other similar and common types of attacks. The second is use two-factor authentication or multi-factor authentication. That means using another source of authentication outside of your username and password, and that's typically a text message to your phone or an app on your phone or biometrics or something like that. So just because somebody gets your username and password doesn't mean that they have full access to everything that you guys have. Next is don't trust anyone, anything or anyone. What I mean by that is if things look suspicious, then follow up out of band and just confirm to make sure things are going on. Like this example, it showed a fax from me. Well, maybe you get emails from me, but you typically don't get faxes from me. So give me a call, send me a text, or do something like that to make sure that this is legitimate. Don't just leave it, leave it to trust that I send it legitimately. So, and always be vigilant in protecting your business because, as we've just seen, a simple click can do stuff that you're not even aware of. So, never let your guard down because as soon as you do, something bad can happen. And always layer your security. So, if it makes it through one layer of security, then you've always got the backup, something else, another tripwire along the way to hopefully slow the guys down, or, if they make it difficult enough so they go away, which would be ideal. And make sure that you try to do prevention and do what you can to stop it from happening, but don't just rely solely on technology. And that's where we get back into that human firewall. People have to make good decisions, and we have to be able to be really vigilant about making sure that we're checking on things all the time. And then when they do get through, because they will, make sure that you can detect it early and respond quickly so everybody knows what the incident response plan is and how to execute it. Because the reality is, just like we just showed, things get through, and you're just going to have to deal with it. And the last thing is, when it does happen, and the inevitable will probably happen, make sure you have a sound recovery plan, you have good backups, and a safe way back to get back to a good state. Because, I'd like to say you're never going to be hacked, but the reality is it's happening every day. So be prepared for when it happens, because you can't build the plan in the heat of the moment. So build it ahead of time. Hey, so hopefully you found that interesting, maybe a little bit shocking how easy it is to be able to go in there and steal some credentials, but nonetheless, that's what the guys are doing out there. So if you enjoyed it, let us know. We can make some more. Sometimes it's a little bit easier when you see these things in action. So yeah, stay safe out there, and don't let the bad guys win.